Hey guys, Leah Rosenfarb here at Forward Fitness and Performance, and I am chatting with you today about a really simple and easy trick that you can use to overcome habits that are keeping you from achieving your desired health goals, specifically in the realm of fat loss, and what you can do to overcome those habits and transform them into new ones. So how habits work in a basic way is you have a cue that happens to you throughout the day. It might be somebody yelling at you, it might be you are with your friends, it could be anything. It might be while your child is napping. There's just some sort of cue in your day that forms, and we respond to cues. So for you, if your boss is yelling at you and that causes stress, you might reach for a candy bar. You are trying to soothe whatever emotion has come from that cue. So if your child is napping and you're at home alone, you might be bored, and so you're trying to soothe the cue that causes boredom. And for a lot of us, a natural soother for our cues is food, and that is where a lot of us get tripped up. We go for those high sugary, high carb, or really salty snacks because they release a lot of dopamine in our brains that make us feel better about the emotion that we experience when that cue happens. And so the more often that you go through that cue and receive that reward, the stronger your habit loop becomes. This is what it's called, as a habit loop. So to break that habit loop, unfortunately, we cannot just cut off that habit and it will be gone forever. It actually has to be transformed. Habits are a natural thing that we as humans develop, and so instead of trying to terminate a habit, it is more effective to replace the response to our cue with something healthier and more effective and respond in a different way, so that we can still receive the same result of soothing that emotion, but in a healthier way that moves us more readily towards our health goals. So a couple of tips that you can use as you are looking to transform habits is come up with a list of 5 non-food things that you will do when you experience that cue that you have experienced in the past, where you normally reach for something that doesn't move you forward with your goals. So let's say you're a stay-at-home mom who just put their child down for a nap, and this is a normal cue for you to grab something salty or sweet that you know you're not choosing to partake in right now as you're moving towards fat loss goals. So your list could be, you see that prompting, you see the cue, and you go to reach for that salty or sweet thing, and you decide, okay, first, I'm going to pop some gum in my mouth. Then if that doesn't work, I'm going to drink some water, or vice versa. Then if that doesn't work, I'm going to call my spouse and just ask them how their day was. Then if that doesn't work, I'm going to pick up my favorite book. And you continue to build these steps on each other, because the goal is to create mindfulness to respond to our cue in a different way. So these easy tips, come up with 5 that work for you. I do find that drinking water and chewing some gum tends to be the most and easiest effective for most people for those first 2. But come up with whatever is going to work for you, those non-food things. And eventually, as I have worked with people on this technique, sometimes they have to go through all 5 in order to avoid doing that response to their cue that they don't want to do. But eventually that habit loop gets transformed and transformed and transformed, and sometimes all they have to do is pop some gum in their mouth or take a small sip of water, and it brings that mindfulness back to the front, and they are able to move forward in a healthier way from when that cue comes up throughout the day. So I hope this is a helpful tip for you. Please let me know if you have any questions, and keep going on those New Year's resolutions. Bye guys.